Okay, folks. All right. All right. We're back again.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna re-kick this thing back
No,
off.
y'all, because y'all was talking about them socks on the beach. That's
Yeah,
what happened. That's what
happened.
caused us our problem.
Blackout.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome to 2017.
Woo-hoo!
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
survived another year.
That's
Yeah.
I'm still alive.
Yeah. Welcome back to 2017.
Yeah.
The Jay Talk, today's talk show. We won't talk about socks on the beach.
Please.
We're going to
All right.
stop.
Yeah, we're gonna stop.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, we had a short little technical problem
Right.
at blackout, so we restarting the show. All right, so it's giving y'all a little bit of extra time out there. Okay. All right. So start off with the information before we get on the topic. Okay, the information, we're giving away a 5-day, 4-night cruise. All right, where whoever the blessed person will be traveling with the J Talks crew to Mexico.
Mexico. Really, Jay?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, you know, I should have had my Mexican music ready.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Anyway.
That sounds like a dead bird. That don't sound like a bird alive over in Mexico.
Anyway. All right.
Oh,
Well, I mean, you know, hey, it's the first day of the year.
I hear you.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Be getting
do
enough
your
time to
thing.
practice
All
that
right.
bird sound. That's all right. That's all right.
Well, anyway, we're giving away the cruise. To qualify you to be in the drawing, to get your name in the drawing, you have to call in to the show. This live show we're doing right now. So if you're listening, and surely we hope that you read the whole advertisement. It's been posted on several medium forums on the web for at least the last, month? 2 months about? So, if you haven't gotten it by now, okay. So we're getting ready to move on forward with this thing. Our topic today is what makes 12:01 a.m. New Year's Day so exciting? What makes 12:01 New Year's Day a.m. that is, you know, right after midnight, so exciting? You know, like you see all these people, you know, all over the place.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that midnight hour come up. And I mean, like I was watching on the news in New York, people got in that line. They were standing in the cold, just waiting. They were there 24 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't even, once they could pass the, you know, the check-in gate, they couldn't leave back out. They were standing in the cold in New York.
Well, you know,
24 hours.
New York has been a long standing for many, many, many years. What do you call the ritual of New Year's Eve? New York, because
states there.
right, Dick Clark started it way.
Yeah.
Everybody remember Dick Clark?
Yeah.
He was the
Man, the
original
Yeah.
founder that did New Year's Eve every night for many, many, many years. So this is like long standing with the city of New York. They go out there. They're there. You know, people coming in from different states. It's not just the New Yorkers. They're coming in from all over
over the world.
to be a part of the Times Square. At that time, it was a ball. They got a music note now, but at the time Dick Clark was doing it, it was a ball that would drop and it would post the year when the new year came in. So Jay asked the question, what makes that time? You know, first of all, people prepare. You know, you know, as soon as the holiday days roll around. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. What you gonna do for New Year's? What you gonna do for New Year's? And everybody done made their plans about what they gonna do and where they gonna be. So they get themselves geared up. They get themselves ready to be a part of this New Year's Eve, tradition, festival, fun, whatever you plan to do. So then, and then you done told yourself, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. Okay, and you done psyched yourself up and now you geared up. Yay, a new year. Yes, I'm gonna get it together, finally. So you excited about that. So when 12:01 hit, New Year's Day. Yes. I'm good. This is gonna be the year I'm gonna do it. This is it.
The year of change.
Yes.
A lot of people look at it as a year of change.
Yeah.
A year to do better than they did before. A lot of people start the year thinking, well, I might have some regrets, some things I ain't too proud of or whatever that they want to leave in the past. And it's like a clean slate.
Yeah.
Fresh
Clean
start.
slate. Yeah.
For some
Clean
people.
slate.
Yeah.
12:01.
12:01, clean slate. Set it off.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Well then, what about some things such as like the clean slate, relationships, everything,
I mean, that's any and everything.
and everything.
Like for me, I wake up every day saying to myself, today is another chance to do better than I did the day before.
Right. Yeah.
To love harder than I did the day before. Correct mistakes that I didn't correct the day before. It's a new slate. I try and look at every day like that, but it's not everybody does. But the big thing for me and for a lot of people, I believe, in my opinion, is that the start of a new year, it's like, whoosh, I can wash all that off and put all that behind me. They look at it in terms of not just what I did yesterday, but what I did that whole past year. Collectively, all the not so necessarily good choices maybe that they might have made. They just look at it as, okay, now I have a whole year ahead of me. It's like they're looking down the road where they can see, okay, I've got time now to fix what I didn't fix this past year, so to speak.
Okay.
What do you think, Ricky?
I believe that people as a whole look at New Year's as a death more than I think a renewal or a new life. Because I think sometimes we look for the worst of things so much that we take something that's so traditional, an occasion as New Year, of saying all the things in the past year is going to die off. And I'm going to be reborn. Kind of similar to with Christ, what he did. All the old things, all the practices, all the sinful nature things that I do it, all the spousal things that I was subjected to with my wife or my husband or my children, the things that I failed to not give them, it's gonna die away because I'm not gonna think in that mentality this new year coming up. I'm going to move forward in my life. So to me, I think if I may speak for what I feel that most people think the new year is and what's the big celebration of it is they're hoping for something that they can see in the world today that's going to change their life. And I'm going to say that is a false hope of regeneration of their life being changed and expectancy a life to get better. Instead of looking into their innermost self of the soul and saying that the change has got to be within me, not within the things that I dwell in the world. So I think that Jay made a remark, a comment that explains what I just said. People was in line in New York in the cold 24 hours before this great event took place. In the cold, waiting for what? Waiting for what to happen, waiting to see what. They was waiting to see this object go up and fall. They was waiting to see the expressions on millions of people's faces, the joy, the exaltation of something new happening. And instead of understanding that it's already should be done in us, and we didn't need to go anywhere to get it. We could have stayed right at home. So I think as a whole, this celebration is a group celebration more than it has should have become a self-celebration of what the New Year means. So, but I think it generates some excitement. But I do believe in the undermask of it all that instead of getting something positive out of it, I think it really becomes a letdown because we really don't change. We really hasn't changed. As soon as the ball drop and the noise stop and all the confetti hits the ground and we turn away and walk away, the sadness kick in because we really hadn't changed.
Okay.
Rick made a good point, and that's what I was thinking about too as you were talking, Rick. When you talk about, because we say, okay, we leave all of that old stuff in the past year, we don't bring it into the new year. But the truth of the matter is that if you have not resolved it, it is going into the new year.
Absolutely.
You're not bringing
carry that baggage with you.
Yeah. So that's true. Yeah.
Have we went through a cleansing of the mind and of the soul and spirit? Have the body transformed us to be more lovingly in the spirit and in the soul? Or are we just hoping that the flesh is going to do something for us that we're not able to do in the spirit? So it's, the celebration. And I like to share this with the panel, is the celebration done with a sound and clear mind? Most of the time, the New Year's brought in with drinking.
That's it.
Hollering, screaming, confusion. Some people are lusting, fornicating, hugging someone other than the one they really need to be hugging. So are we really being positive in the fact that we're in a new year? This J Talk Relationship Show is a landmark of what I think that is positive, because we're putting our time in something that we're trying to enlighten our listeners in view of what a relationship is, and all things is a relationship. Just like New Year, the New Year is a relationship thing. Because we embrace this new year from the beginning right now to 2018. And it's a relationship that now we're saying we're going to have, that we're going to change and be something better and different than what we were the previous. So we embrace this 2017 till another year comes. But do we really change?
Do we really? Yeah, that's good.
That brings something to mind, just a slightly different perspective. When you posed the question, Jay, about what makes 12:01 a.m. New Year's Day so exciting. Sometimes it's not exciting. Sometimes for some people, it's just about survival.
Yes.
Having just gotten through such a rough year. I made it one more year. I'm one more year older. I've seen another day, and now I live to see another year. So it may not necessarily always just be about survival. I mean, the excitement part of it, and what bad that they did in the previous year, what they can overcome. It could just be about survival. You never know what's going on in a person's life. When you see a person, they may look content and whole and happy on the outside, but you never know what they're going through on the inside. And I'm sure that there are people that I actually know personally, that were just blessed that they had survived, another year. Come 12:01, January 1st.
So so in saying that, Miss Mimi, that's why it's so important. And just listening to the views of us, since we're here in 2017, that's why it's so important, for me to really take stock in my life. If we're not blessed enough to have tragedy touch us like that, or whatever it is, difficulties, hardships that just affect you like it has some people, like you were talking about, that's a blessing. That's really a blessing. So I take stock in knowing that personally I have not had that touch me on 2017, where a lot of people did not afford that opportunity. So for me, it's important to look at that and say, and really know, I think we talked about it this morning in church, do we really understand how blessed we really are when we say that? Oh, I'm blessed. I think a lot of times we say it so haphazardly because we look at blessings as being things, physical things, and they're not. But do we really understand what that word really means and how we can truly take stock in that? So for me, it's about, okay, looking at somebody else's life, and seeing what their story is and realizing that, like you said, for them, it was just about survival. But for me, it was more than that. So it's important for me to take stock in that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And knowing that the new year can bring now, and it is about how you make it and how you make it, what you do to perceive it, to make it that whatever, the time you want it to be. But I look at a person that survived through the year, where they were touched by whatever that got them to the point to where they say, I'm just here. You ever talk to a person, you say, how you doing? Well, I'm just here. We don't know what they had to deal with in order to get to the point to where they're just there. So for me, when I don't have to say that, that's awesome. When I'm not forced to say that, that's awesome. So I take stock in each one of you, and how you have come through 2016 or whatever you had to deal with. It's no small feat. It's no small feat.
If I could, I want to share something that Gerald Anthony said this morning, just before we had breakfast. I'd like to enlighten the listeners out there, because I believe he shared something that was really personal and close with the family. And he came to us out of the book of Acts, and he was speaking about, and I'm going to go to the Christian side of this show of what 2017 1201 mean to us. And he said God revealed something to him, and it was about the time that Paul was on the ship, and God had spoke to Paul and said that he was going to be okay, that no harm was going to come to him. But the ship, it broke up. The bow broke up, and the ship broke in the center. The bow would be so it broke up in 3 parts. But the significant part of that scripture, what he brought in line, that when it comes to family, he said that, and again, viewers, I'm a man of God, and I believe in speaking God into everything. God said, even though the ship was going to break up, he said, don't abandon the ship. He said, stay on the ship. See, and then you'll be saved. So if Paul had abandoned the ship, he could have probably drowned. Because see, the ship, even though it broke up, still came up to land. It made it and docked on land. So I think what he shared with us was, we have to understand that just because we have these breakups and these separations and these battles through all the year, the thing of it is when 1201 comes, I have to say, thank God I didn't abandon my family. Thank God I didn't abandon this relationship. Thank God I didn't allow them to push me out of my church. Now I'm talking about elements of life through the year. So if you have sustained in your battles and your wars, and if you didn't leave the ship, and the new year comes in, and you survive that torment, that battle, that thing that you endured the whole year, then I think New Year really means something to you. But if you look back on the New Year and you realize that you abandoned everything that was in your life from 2016 to 2017, then that's a sad moment for you in 2017, because you come into that year at 1201 with nothing. Right. No evidence of your work, of your source of who you are. So I believe that what he shared this morning was awesome, and I hope that the viewers understand that you can't abandon the things that God have put in your life, and just because they seem bad doesn't mean that they are bad, because some things are put there in order for you to grow and mature. That when you get to that new year, you can say, you know what, no matter what my life was in 2016, I stayed the course. I continued it. I stayed in the race, and I made the best out of it that I can. So now you have something to take over into the new year at 12:01. But if you abandoned everything, walked away from everything, lost hope, then what do you have to bring in, as Jay said, at 12:01? What did you bring out of the old into the new to keep expounding on in your life to help you mature?
Yeah, to help you mature. That's good. Yeah.
All right. Well, I y'all know I'm always the oddball.
Yes, Jay, we know.
You know,
We prime you up.
yeah.
Get you primed
I
up.
always,
Yes.
you know, I like to sit back, be laid back, and then it'd be like, bam, where he come from? Where the fella come from?
Boom.
All right. Here's Jay's outlook on that subject. Okay. And according to the topic question, okay, what makes 12:01 so exciting? And you know, and I was really looking at. I've been looking at this for many years, and it just seems like I'm, you know, you can agree or disagree or agree to disagree, but it just seems like that at this particular time, all across the land, there are so many people that are just so energetic, excited, pumped up. I mean, ready to scream, you know, like no other excitement throughout the whole 365 days of the year. Nothing like this one moment.
It's a important moment in time.
This one moment in time. Right.
Yeah.
And I really got, you know, was really kind of wondering, you know, what is it about this moment than any other moment in the other 364 days? All right. And I like to be really factual on things, okay? So I began to research, and what I came to find out was that a year is not actually just January 1st to December 31st. A year is a term or a span of days that equals 365 days from one date to another date. It's just that society has chosen to say that January 1st is a new year. Now remember, technically and factually, a year is from one day to another day. Okay? As long as
like a calendar year versus a fiscal year, you mean? Like any 12
any 365 days.
Right, any 12-month period. Right, okay.
It's a year. It's a year. Okay. Then and so, and we say the statements a lot. You know, it could be June. It could be 4th of July. You know, this time last year, or a year ago this time,
or your birthday even. Birthday
right?
Is a year.
You know, and we say that.
That's actually the true year. If you want to think about it, your birth year.
So we say that a lot, and so then, but we put emphasis on this state of a year, and we call it a new year. Okay, it's just a different calendar date because it can't stay December 31st because that's the end of a 12-month period. You know, of a calendar 12 months. That's the last month. Can't, you know, it's not really just, I won't say it's the end of a 12-month period, but as far as dates rolling over, that's the end of any rollover dates, with the year having 2016. Okay, because if you start from your birthday, say your birthday is July 4th, 12 months from that, of course, right? But because the dates have to continually roll over, you can't have, you know, in the month of June 2 2 days that are labeled the 4th, it has to continue to roll over. Okay, so and it's just like in counting. If you're counting and you get to number 99, you don't go back to number 1, you go to 100. Okay, it has to keep continually to roll over and keep expanding. Okay, adding on. So you go from a 2-digit number to a 3-digit number, from 99 to 100. It is the same with calendar days. So technically speaking, if we really have labeled that that's the only source to be called a new year, we might, I'm just saying, we might be blindsided.
Yeah.
We might be a little blindsided, because watch what happens when we can get blindsided. A lot of people, and some of the things that you all said was really great, and it's going to play into what I'm saying, what I have to say. Like, it's a time for clean the slate. It's a time for new beginnings. Some of us might have seen in August, or in the spring, I'm tired of these friends. I know these friends ain't no good. I'm tired of this. I need to start anew. But I'm gonna wait till January 1st because that's the time I can start. So you're gonna drag it all the way through, carry this weight, all right. When you already knew you need to get started. Some folk don't even, I know you saying about the weight. Yeah. Some people don't even start their exercising because they say, I'm going to wait till January 1st. When you could have been doing it a long time ago. Okay? And so it's really called procrastinating. We really procrastinate on some decisions because we set up this error in our mind, climb the clean slate and start anew. It's January 1st. But what if, just saying, what if we counted each day a new year? Because each day is exactly 365 days from, if you go back, if today was January 4th, and we go back 1 year, 365, it'd be January 4th. Right? So, so it'd be exactly 1 year. All right? And if we count each day as a new year, would it be easier to start anew
every day?
Clean your slate?
Yeah, I see it.
Make resolutions or outlines that don't have to take all 365 days, because most of the time, like Ricky was saying, we most likely won't get it done. Because you know what happens when you think you have a whole lot of time?
Procrastinate.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When you think you have a whole lot of time, that's you put it on the back burner, and most of the time you don't get. But if you looked at it like, I only have this day. And let me set up what I could do for this day, because this is my new year. My new year. All right. So I'm gonna clean the slate. I'm gonna set what I can do this day. And I'm trying to keep from going biblical, but I probably have to go there anyway. But I'm just talking, what I think is good sense. Then let me see what all I could do in my new year today, because this is my new year. Because tomorrow is going. Okay. Well, because here's one thing the Bible says: why do we boast about a planning for tomorrow if tomorrow may never come?
Yeah. And
it even says, it gives an illustration that these people were planning, that had planned their years. What it says in James 4, y'all go read it. It says in James 4, it says that these people planned to go, and it actually called them ignorant. They did, it really did. I'm just saying what the word says. All right, that's for church folk. But it says that they planned for a year of what their outline and agenda is going to be. That they're going to go and do this and make these sales and profits and all that for a whole year. Then it said, but why boast and plan for a year when you don't even know what your tomorrow is going to be?
That's right.
It says, but in other words, it said, but what you should be saying is, if the Lord allows you to live, then you will do this on this day, rather than trying to play. Because a lot of times we put more on ourselves than what we can bear. Because we put all these agendas.
Right.
And most likely, most of us, I ain't gonna say all of us, but record shows that most of us don't fulfill it. Don't fulfill all of that. We might have good intentions, but we most of the time don't fulfill it.
Right.
So I was just most of the time wondering, what is so exciting about that one day more than all the other days? I mean, and I'm just saying, I'm not trying to put a temper, I'm just saying, because I hear folk be saying, on that January, on 12/01, thank you, Lord, for letting me see a new day. They be just a cheering. They be just going on. Could they do that the rest of the 364 days? I mean, aren't they just as glad? I'm just saying.
I just think it's about just having a universal starting point. Is why January 1 is. Because like you said, every day technically is the start of a year or the end of a year if you're going forward or backward for that particular day. I think it's a starting point. Because everybody likes a starting point.
And then we talk a lot about tradition. I mean, and that's what it is, tradition. I mean, I can remember as a little girl growing up, seeing my mother and my aunts now prepare for New Year's Eve, and what they did for years. And then guess what? I grew up and did the same thing. New Year's Eve, whether I was gonna be at home, whether I was gonna be at a friend's house, or whether I was gonna be out, I did it for years and years, and was one of them. I'm gonna do this. This the year I'm gonna do this. This the year, and I look back over that now. All of that stuff over the years that I said I was gonna do, wanted to do. I might have started off doing it, but it fell off. So out of all of those years, really, what did I accomplish in doing what I said I wanted to do? And it was a long list over the years. And I only did a little bit. And you understand what I'm saying? So what's the purpose?
Well, someone gave me some advice once. Someone at work, it must have been one of my bosses. You know how traditionally you have your, what do they call it? You set those New Year's resolutions. And she was saying to me how that's such a bad idea to set New Year's resolutions, because if you say, okay, this year I'm going to lose this 50 pounds or whatever, what happens when you don't do it? You feel bad about yourself. It's negative. She said instead people should set smaller milestones to accomplish throughout the year, so that, maybe if you don't lose that 50, but you've lost 15, that's still something to celebrate. So sometimes we should not set the expectation or the standard so very high, because when we don't get there, we don't make it, we're looking at this straight, I don't want to drop, but the opposite, going straight uphill, from 0 to 50, where maybe it should be 0 to 10, 10 to 20,
that's right, that's
milestones,
that's true.
So that if you don't get all the way, look where you did get, and you can celebrate those things along the way. So that's something for the last, I want to say 15 or 20 years, I don't set New Year's resolutions. I set goals and milestones. Baby steps. I believe everything is baby steps.
Well, if I was listening to you, maybe the Spirit was revealing some things to me.
Okay.
And it said, and listeners, I'm like Jay, but I can't help it because I'm a man of God, and God speaks to me, and I listen, and I hear Him, and I know His voice, which is the Holy Spirit, which He is. His name is He. So there's a little teaching for you on the spiritual side. He showed me that the new year starts, and Jay says, why do we get so excited at 12:01 on New Year's Day? What is excitement? Well, if we go back through the history and we find out when it's the most apt time to pray to God, to visit with God, the Bible says that it's between 5 and 7 in the morning. King David was tradition and he was conditioned that he went out to his balcony at the same time every afternoon and every morning to pray to God. He prayed 3 times a day. So every morning, afternoon, and midday he went out and he prayed, because that's how he seen Queen of Sheba. You know, it was no coincidence that he saw her, because she knew his pattern. She knew that every day the King David was going to be on that balcony looking up into the stars talking to God. So she presented herself for him to see. Think about it. She knew, because he was Jewish. She knew so this is coming into what the Holy Spirit is trying to get us to understand. So here we are now, and we are doing this traditional thing to where 12:01 is supposed to be excited, means something good to us. And what a man done with that. Man to put everything that's ungodly connected with 12:01. You know, and some people can't bring into the new year unless they're drunk, partying, a ball's gonna fall around a mass group of people, because they feel like they have to be around somebody, touching somebody, because maybe I don't really believe I'm into this new millennium, this new year. And you know, so we Satan sets us up to celebrate life in the world in a way, in a manner in which we fail to celebrate it with God. It's in private and in secret, you know. And so we find ourselves that we're having to celebrate this in a mass quantity of people, because everything about 12:01 revolves in a mass body of people. A mass body of confusion, noise, everything's going on. If I'm standing a foot from you, you can't hear me go, Happy New Year, Daddy.
Right. I know, all I see is your lips moving.
So
that's I'll be like, what you say, Rick?
So it's really not what we, because we don't have any peace in it.
Right.
It's just mass hysteria that's going on. And for a minute, we're in a vortex of just sound and hysteria going on around us. When it all settles, we say to ourselves, wow, what just happened? I'm so drained. What really happened? Can I remember what my resolution was? I was drunk when I said it. I was out of my mind. I was out of my body or something. So I guess what I'm saying is, you know, we look at this 12:01 this time, Jay said, what's so joyful and celebrating about at 12:01, I think it's not really much of anything, because it's like Mimi said, we put too much on it, and we don't give ourselves a adequate timeline to be able to accomplish these feats that we say and that we're going to do. So then we set up, as Mimi said it, and I agree with her, to fail. So it's 12:01, something that we want to be excited in, because we actually are taking one moment and setting ourselves up to fail instead of to succeed.
And that goes back to what I said at the very beginning, is that I personally treat every day like that. Every time I wake up, I'm thanking God. I woke up. This is a new day, a new opportunity for me. Even if I just took a 4-hour nap, I wake up again. It's a new opportunity to do better than what I was doing before. Get that thought out your mind. Put the devil to bed. You know, get him to the curb and move forward and try to do something more positive.
All right, we got a caller that's called in. All right, Seymour.
Hey.
All right, how you doing,
Seymour?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, thanks for calling in, young man.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you're calling in, and what's your input on this topic?
This time I have 2 topics. You're talking about traditions. Let me tell you about our family tradition. My mother that was passed down. No dirty clothes in the house on New Year. None. Nothing wet in the house on the New Year, because they symbolize you washing somebody out your family.
Okay, that's good.
Nothing wet, no clothes. And keep a dollar in your pocket so you won't go on New Year.
I've heard that before. I've heard that.
Okay? I mean, the pork and all that stuff, I mean, that was just there, but the 3 things you had to do. So we wound up, I had one sister they would always wait till 6 o'clock to watch. That is true. And my mother no end. With no end. She hated. I said, so what you gonna catch in the head? I mean, we would take showers, change clothes, everything you had on had to be clean. Everything, the house was clean. Everything. We were wiping water out the sink. It was nothing wet in our house. So what was I doing last night? Making sure nothing wet was in my house. Wash clothes. Wash clothes. Take a shower. I had my debit card in my pocket.
Okay. Oh, that was your money. That was your dollar.
Yeah.
I like that. That was your dollar.
Well, let me say one more thing. Everybody going to New York on Times Square, it's not what it seems to be.
Right.
Because you got people in there can't get out. Where do people want the bathroom at? I can tell you where they going. In the garbage can.
That's right. On the streets.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yes.
It's just a total mess up there on New Year's. And I love New York, but it's a total mess up there on New Year's Eve. I'll never do that again.
Matt, so you have gone to Times Square for New Year's, Seymour?
Times Square.
Okay.
Once you get in, you cannot get out.
Wow.
Okay. I've been there too, yeah. So.
Wow.
And you cannot move.
Right.
Because there's so many people there.
Right.
Okay.
Wow. See, I don't want
Nothing
that.
I'd ever do in this day and age is
Yeah.
go anywhere where there's a large group of people for totally different
And
reasons.
not be able to get out because
Well,
I don't
totally
want,
different reasons, but yeah, I wouldn't do it today.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got people throwing up on you. You got people sitting on garbage cans.
That's right.
Peeing in places. Just breathing it out, peeing. Whatever they can. It's a mess. It's a mess.
All right.
And that's all I have to say.
All right. We thank you for your comment. All right. You got your name in on that drawing.
All right now.
All right. Okay. All right.
Why don't you give out the phone number so people to know? Give out the phone number.
The phone number, we give it out, it's on the screen too, but the phone number is 931-220-7063.
All right now.
All right?
All right. Thank you for
All right,
calling
we have
in.
another caller. All right, got another
Thank
caller.
you, Seymour.
All right. Miss Chapman. All right, how you doing, Miss Chapman?
Son, how you doing?
Okay. All right. You have a comment on this topic today. What makes 12:01 a.m. New Year's Day so exciting?
What makes it so exciting?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that says the beginning of a new year. And we're supposed to set goals and go to the gym. Set things that you want to do, like maybe keep your house clean and keep those goals going, like how much weight you want to lose. Some people say, well, I'm going to start at the beginning of the year to head for the gym, but then I don't know, about a month, everybody's over at the gym and it's crowded, so it kind of fades out.
Okay.
By the middle of January, the gym, is not as crowded
Okay. All right.
as it used to be. Now, let me ask you something. This was you talking about what, next year?
Ask that again.
Did you say what?
What makes 12:01 New Year's Eve? New Year's Day. Yeah, right after midnight. You know, the time that everybody get to shouting and everything, and the confetti and the horns and all that stuff. What makes it so exciting? Yeah,
exciting. Well, it's January. Winter is here in January, and beginning of the new year.
Oh, you like the snow?
Okay. People want goals. Well, they're gonna say, "Well, I'm going to do this checking account right. I'm going to set up a Christmas account." It's the beginning of the year. They know how much I broke in December. Well, this time I'm going to do it right. That's what I said to myself. I'm going to set up a Christmas savings account. Put something in there each month for the holidays.
Okay.
And by the time November comes, you got quite a bit of fun.
Okay.
Credit card.
That make it exciting. You got some money coming.
Yeah.
And Miss Chapman, it's also tax time. You get that money.
They said the full moon is the beginning of the new month.
Okay.
People celebrate when the full moon, that's the beginning of the month.
All right.
And that's when they celebrate in the harvest, when they start celebrating.
Okay. All righty.
I like it, Miss Chapman.
All right.
Like you've done a lot of studying and understanding.
We sure appreciate your
Yeah.
comment.
Thank you, Miss
All
Chapman.
right, thank you,
Miss
thank you, Miss Chapman.
Happy
And,
New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year.
And we your name is in the drawing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Chapman, for sharing.
All right. Okay. All right, folks.
Yeah.
Y'all keep on waiting. I know it's been a lot of people saying, I'm going to call in. All right?
Yeah. But you know what? When Seymour called, when she was talking about traditions, make sure all the clothes washed, that type of thing. And it just reminded
I
me,
never heard of.
I can remember a year, my aunt, and when I tell you, that's why you got to be careful of stuff like this.
Yeah.
That make sure all the clothes washed. Ain't nothing dirty in the house. I saw my aunt fight her daughter. New Year's Eve, because everybody knew in her house, if you was not a man, you was not the first person through her door.
Now that's definitely a tradition I heard of.
If you was not a man, if it had to be her son, if you was not a man, you was not to be the first person through her door. Her daughter came through her door a little bit after New Year's Eve, and I'm telling you, the biggest fight broke out. I'm telling you, as a kid, can you imagine seeing that? As a kid, as a little girl, I'd never seen anything. But I tell you, she truly fought her.
There was a lady just invited me just to say, I don't want no female to come. She said the same thing.
Yeah.
She's like, I need a man to come into my house.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't care who it is.
Yeah. I'm talking about, I had never seen anything like that. And my aunt was for real mad. I'm talking about for real mad. I was like, oh my gosh, she gonna kill her. I mean, that kind of stuff, y'all, look, I'm just gonna say it. If you call in and start going off on me about the Black Eyed Peas, I'm just gonna say it. I was never one of them. The tradition is you cook the Black Eyed Peas for the new year, and it's supposed to bring you whatever it is. I love Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
If I want Black Eyed Peas, I cook them.
Yeah.
If I don't want them on the new year,
I'm not gonna cook.
I ain't finna cook no Black Eyed Peas unless I want them.
My wife asked me Saturday. She says, "Honey," she said, "I got some Black Eyed Peas in the cabinet, so I'm gonna cook some Black Eyed Peas for the new year." And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "I'm gonna cook some Black Eyed Peas." I said, "I don't need any Black Eyed Peas." She said, "Well, I'm just saying, I just thought that's what y'all do." I said, "Well, that is what they do." I said, "But I don't practice that tradition." I said, "That ain't what I do." I said, "So please don't cook me no Black Eyed Peas for the first of the year." But it's amazing how they attach certain traditions to different nationalities and races. That every race, I guarantee you, has some kind of tradition they do, custom that surrounds their nationality.
Yeah.
So I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't need it." She said, "That's what I thought y'all do."
That's what I thought y'all do.
Yeah. So and I thought that was kind of funny. I said, "Well, y'all don't want no Black Eyed Peas." Yeah, okay, Jay.
Well, let's see what this caller has to say about it. All right, Miss Latrice, we got you on the air.
Right.
What do you have to say about this topic? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have to say about this topic?
The Black Eyed Peas.
No.
No.
What makes 12/01 New Year's Day so exciting?
I am alive and above ground.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, all
She went
right.
straight to the real.
All right.
Yes.
I'm gonna go get my
Being
organ.
alive, and being able to be a mother and just having a wonderful day
All right.
and bring it into the house of the Lord.
All right.
Okay.
So how y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing all right.
I like that excitement.
How you doing?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Miss Latrice, we have your name. We thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
All right, and you are in the drawing.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
All right.
All right.
All right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, they calling in now. They trying to get
They
in.
want to go on that cruise.
That cruise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and as Jay is taking the next call, I like her comment.
Mm-hmm.
It was simple.
Yeah.
It was straight to the point.
And the true and the real.
And it all reflected around life.
Yes.
That she was honored and
that she was still
joyful
alive.
That God allowed her to see another year.
Yes.
And I like that. That's that just kept it simple.
Right.
And she didn't really bring no tradition in on it. She really just spoke on life.
And on life.
That 1201 meant life for her.
Right.
Yeah. She was that God granted her an opportunity to see another year, as we call it a year.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay.
All right. We have Mr. Thomas on the line.
Mr.
All right.
Thomas.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah.
All right. What's your comment on this topic today?
A lot of what I've been hearing and what I've heard over the years, and especially tonight, is that a lot of it is tradition and superstition. None of it is factual or spiritually based. And I agree with one of the guys who spoke earlier that said, if you're going to start something on 12 o'clock on the new year, you might as well started it in August or February or March or any other time of the year if that was a flaw in your character and in your life that you needed to improve upon. And that's all I want to say about that.
Right.
All right. Short to the point. All right, man.
Mr. Thomas.
Mr. Thomas was
All right,
correct.
Mr. Thomas. All right.
He was
All right. We got your name in on the drawing, man. Y'all trying to get that cruise. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I thought we were going to just
go by ourselves.
Yeah. I thought we were going to be. I thought I was going to be singing that song. I was a lonely man.
With no purpose. Yes, sir. That was my song. And that kind of fits what we're talking about. What is our purpose? What is our reason? What is the action that we put behind the motivation that drives us to celebrate 1201 on New Year's Day?
Right.
What is our purpose? What is the reason? What drives us? What's the force that's in us? Which I pray and hope that it's the Holy Spirit that drives us to even think that we are allowed or given the privilege to make such a resolution on our lives. Should we really do that, or should we be saying that we should focus on what Jesus set forth before us and ask in His name what is His purpose for us in the new year, and then give us the strength to be able to do it and follow through in it. As Jeffrey alluded on in his summation about the 365 days in a year and how it should be done, not portrayed that we're doing something. We should be asking in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ and having Him to be the head of our life, so life can be spoken into our action of what we're trying to do or what we want to do. So I think the four people that called in, you bring peace to my heart. I've been a part of this show for some years now, and I pray that it's solely not driven on the contest. Jay tried to do innovating things and present some opportunities that we can bless you and you blessing us, listening in to what we really believe in. We discuss and talk about it way before we get into this set of the show. We take our time in trying to find topics that will stimulate you, that will catch your ear, that you will call in and share with us. So far, Jay, I think we got 4 good candidates that's going to have an opportunity to travel with us on this cruise. And I think everyone, from what I gather, really listened. And the special Thomas, the last viewer, it shows me that he listened because he commented on something you or I said, Jay.
That's right.
And then he brought it to factual as he spoke on what he felt, that all of it is just tradition and really it's not as meaningful as we want to say to ourselves it is.
Yeah.
But I'm encouraging more callers to call in, give us your reason why 1201 New Year's Day is so exciting and fun and exhilarating in your life, that's gonna compel you to be overjoyed to see what we call a new year. What Jay said, it's not factually a new year, it's 365 days, that a year actually can be or should be each day that God blesses you to wake up. So that's where I'm at, and if Debbie and Mimi, you want to come in and save me, pull the rope that I tied on the rifle, to make sure that I don't perish inside this conversation of talking about 1201.
But no, Mimi made an excellent point, and Miss Mimi, I'm telling you, I promise you, this is my mindset, and it's been my mindset for the last several years. Whenever my eyes open in the morning, my first thought is, God, thank you for letting me be a part of a new day. Every morning. Yeah. Not every other morning, not sometimes.
Me too.
Every morning.
Yes.
No matter what that day is going to hold, because I don't know, but I thank you for allowing me to see it. Yeah. Because I realize the importance that so many people, last night, the night that we both laid down together, I woke up, but they didn't.
Yes.
I woke up. God allowed me to see another day, to wake up, but they didn't. Yeah. And so for me, that is so profound and so important, that I allow God to know. I thank you because it ain't nothing I did. Yeah. And so that's what's important to me. So that's an everyday thing. So New Year to me now, whereas was in time past, I'll be the first one to tell you, I was getting my New Year's Eve on. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Are you hearing me?
Danced a little bit. On. Celebrated for all the wrong reasons.
Right. Yes. But I'm at a point now to where I understand, and and you can still. I believe everything can be done in moderation. Yes. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. That type of thing. But I'm saying my mind is different now, and that's what I'm thankful for. I'm really thankful for that. So every day, and I was talking to a girlfriend over the weekend, and I was telling her the same thing. New Year is something different to me. Though I get the basis of it and I understand what New Year is, but that can be every day. Yeah. That's my outlook for 2017. It should be every day. Every day. Should be you're grateful to be alive each day you wake up. Yeah. Because that's a new beginning. Absolutely. It's like I don't know why I'm thinking about the caterpillar that turns into the butterfly. How he's one thing, and he's living and active and going through its life expectancy of a caterpillar. Then all of a sudden this beautiful thing evolves into a cocoon, and here comes this beautiful butterfly with these multiple colors, because he's coming into a new life. So, and I think that's we can look at ourselves. I kind of look at that as a new year. I think we're saying to God, we're going to come out of this old shell. And we're going to be something hopefully beautiful to the world, to our family, that we're going to start a new beginning, kind of like that, caterpillar that cocoon forms around. He comes, and I say he, I don't know if they're male or female, but it comes out anew, something beautiful. And I hope that we realize that we are beautiful and we are unique in our own way. And I think that if you can, if the listeners can receive me and anything that I'm going to say, I've thus said before this statement, that every one of you are beautiful, and God made each and every one of you. And if you do anything, is know that. And I think that if you know that, then your new year will be prosperous, and you will do something greater than you did the past year. Because if you can't love yourself, no one else can love you. If you don't think you're beautiful, no one is going to see the beauty in you. So I say, love yourself. Rejoice in the fact that God made you who you are, and He made you through the woman who has been blessed to create life over and over again. That gives us this opportunity to celebrate, as Jay said,
what is so important about 1201. I want to take a moment and briefly pause and say what I think that 1201 means to me. 1201 means to me that God has done a wonderful, magnificent thing for me in my life. He have granted me one more day to see that I may have the opportunity to wake up each day in this new year to serve Him, to serve His people, His children, and bringing them the gospel, the word, the message, of Christ, to speak of Christ. And I'm not trying to be tradition in that. I'm not trying to water on anybody else's resolution. But whatever your resolution or that you made in your life, and if you get to see me and pass by me, and I get to be in your life, that I'm gonna love on you in that resolution that you made, because that's what's important to me. I live for you, not for myself. So therefore, all of my inheritance and everything that I loosen is going to be in that place that I think we all are wanting to be. And I think a lot of us think that when we get into, and I'm going to stop after this and y'all elaborate on this, I think that 1201 for some of us makes us think that we have eluded death. That we have somehow been removed from death, because look how many people die in each year before we get to the year. So some of us are celebrating just simply because we made it. We're alive, and we said that we're alive.
But you know what, Rick, and let me just say, and I'm not just saying, for those of you, but if you live in that kind of lifestyle, or a lifestyle that get you to, it's different ways to look at it. You made the point of we made it, I'm alive, and that we have eluded death. No, you haven't eluded. Everybody has an appointment time. Yeah. That's the first point. The second point is that if you're living a lifestyle that'll get you to that mindset when you say I made it through 2016, if you're living a lifestyle like that, it's gonna catch up with you.
Yes.
It's going to catch up with you.
That's right.
So you're not eluding it. It's just your time is coming around.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
We said we have somebody trying to catch it in.
All right.
Trying to get it in. They trying to get it in, man. All right. All right, Miss Miller. All right.
Miss Miller.
How you doing? All right. What's your comment on this topic?
I missed the topic of what y'all were talking about, because I called in and y'all were having phone difficulties, and then I tried to call back again and I couldn't get through, so I kind of missed what everybody was saying.
Okay. All right. Well, we want to hear what your comment is on
we
what?
commenting about New Year's.
Yeah, what makes 12:01 a.m. New Year's Day
really
so exciting? Yeah. So what makes 12:01 a.m. New Year's Day so exciting? All right.
I can't hear what y'all were saying.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, what makes 12:01 New Year's Day so exciting?
So to me, you're starting fresh. You have, if God has allowed you to see it, then you have the opportunity to turn your life around and live for Christ. So I think that, to me, it is very exciting because God is allowing you, and I'm not saying that you will live the whole 365 days of the new year, but you have got time to witness to somebody else to tell them about the Lord. So it is new to me. It is exciting to me because it's like a fresh start. It's like newness.
Okay. All right. Well, we sure thank you for your comment and putting your input on the show, and we have your name in that drawing.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome comment,
All right.
Miss Miller.
Yeah, you were getting it in by the hair of your chinny chin.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Miss Miller.
All right. All right.
Thank y'all so much, and Happy New Year to everyone.
All right.
Thank you. It's been a happy New Year to you.
All right. So, all right. So, folk, well, we're winding down. I tell you, you probably have about a minute or so to get the last resort, because it's going to go to somebody.
Right.
Okay, I guess before, give me, I guess y'all put in y'all last minute, the last closing statements. Well, leave me, you, me. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Y'all were busy.
before, I guess
Yeah.
I'm going to let the viewers know, listeners and viewers know. Okay, a little bit on the cruise before we get the last two comments on final statements. Okay, the cruise, as I said, is a 5-day, 4-night cruise to Mexico. It's also going to stop in Key West. It's fully paid for. And the winner of the cruise will also be live. We're going to do a live show on the cruise.
Yes.
All right. And
It's gonna be exciting. On the water.
You'll be on the water. Be on the panel
Yeah.
with a bunch of folks surrounding us.
Yeah.
All right. And now, however, there are some disclaimers. I won't say disclaimers, but there's some clauses that you need to make sure you read. That it's on the post. It's all over all the advertisements. That transportation to and from wherever you are, wherever state, city you are from, is the responsibility of the winner. Okay, only the cruise part is paid for. Okay. Now, however, there was a little clause that was also there. If if you make arrangements, it might be that you could travel with some that are traveling by car, and wherever you are, you might have to get you have to make arrangements. That's but you might be able to save on some of the expense by like they say, jack-legging yourself on.
Jack-legging.
Yeah, jack-legging.
I'm a little slow. I have to get back with you on that one. I don't know what that means.
I never heard that. I have a feeling it means something like catch it around.
Yeah, catching the ride.
Okay, there you go, baby. Catching the ride.
Jack-legged, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Uber. Any of those things, I guess.
So, but it's going to be a fun event. And other expenses such as tourism, food is covered. You got 24/7 food. I mean, it's 24-hour food. I can't tell you how much I think everybody gonna come back with some pounds.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't think no New Year's resolution gonna help on that one. But just wanted to put that information in. While I'm still talking, you still had time. But until you hear that J-Toss relationship come up, it's over. Okay.
It's over, yeah.
I don't know if you want to say I'm stalling, but I'm not. But you still had a time until, like I said, you hear the J-Toss music come up. And we, just not only this show, but if you keep, we're gonna have other things come up during our show that's gonna be spontaneous. It may not even be advertised. So that's a benefit to sharing in on our show. So keep tuning in. There's a lot to get out besides just a great conversation.
Great conversation.
We would love for you to call in and be part of that too. Okay.
Yes.
All righty.
Yes,
Okay. May.
Well, my final comment would be 12:01 a.m. New Year's Day. It's just a new start for me. Just another chance to just do more than I did the day before, the year before. Love harder and do better. That's it. And that's all. Get a closer relationship with God and keep working on positive things going forward. That's what it is for me. What about you, Miss Debbie?
New year, new things. Whatever that is for you. Whatever that is for me. I want a more deeper like you, a profound, more deeper relationship with God. I just want to be able to see more, for me, of God's goodness in my life, and I know that's going to entail me stretching out, doing some things that I know that I lacked in 2016. I lacked it, So that's my mindset. I've got my mindset prepared and set to do just that.
Good for you.
Well, I like what you shared with me and Debbie, the seriousness of it, and that's all I have, because I don't think I could cap and say anything more than what you two young ladies have said. It was deep, it was conformative, personal, and genuine. So I'm agree with you all on what you said. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that leaves me. All right.
Oh God.
Jay in the singular.
Y'all still got time here.
Jay in the singular, not tripod.
Oh.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, it's been a great conversation. I think I really, and I'm not saying it because it's just us, but I really do actually enjoy all of our
Absolutely.
conversations.
I do
Not
too.
just
I
trying to
promise
boost
you I
up
do.
the show.
Yeah,
But viewers, y'all gonna have to, agree or disagree, or agree to disagree.
Right,
Yeah, it's your opinion.
Yes.
But I really believe that
I do too.
everybody on the cast, on the panel,
Yeah.
throughout these last 3 years, coming up, this is our
Yeah.
third anniversary. As a matter of
Right.
fact, that's what the cruise is all about. It's our anniversary, our third anniversary
Right.
celebration. That's part of the celebration, going on the cruise and doing it. All the topics have been informative,
Yeah.
have been enlightening,
Yes.
directive, and inspiring. And even though each one of us bring our different views to the table, it's still there's an enlightening outcome. And some not that we always agree.
Yeah.
we don't.
Not that we always agree, but I think that for the viewers, most part, and in regards to this topic, what makes 1201 New Year's Day so exciting. For me, and I guess we get doing our personal thing.
Yeah.
So for me personally, it's not any exciting than any other day, because after understanding, I tend to want to act on what was said, that what was scripturally said, that as when I was a child, I acted like a child, but when I grew into a man, I began to do men things. I began to act like a man. That's not really talking physically, a physical kid or physical man. It's talking about, it's relating to maturity and immaturity. And and you have to think on the setting that when you're a child, you're growing, you're learning things. So, and to become to act like an adult, that's what that man is. To act like an adult. Do you if you learn things about life, do you continue to act like a kid that doesn't know anything, or do you act like you have learned something and acquired things in life? So it's like going through math, and they teach you all 1 + 1, 2 + 2, and all that, and then you go to second grade. And the teacher asks, well, what's 1 + 1? I don't know.
Yeah, good example.
And you had all that, you had all that, but you still continue to act like you don't know nothing. So it's just, so when you get information, when you get truths, and when you come into, then you're actually held responsible.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
And, and if we don't act like, that's actually what's called ignorance. So I try. I'm not gonna say I don't do anything ignorant, because I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to be perfected, and I'm working at trying to do as much stuff in my life without ignorance being implied, accepting the truth. So I don't, since I understand a day from one day to another is 365 days. But since I understand that sometimes we can put more on our plate as to goals and all that, and since I also understand that I don't know when I'm going to die, could be tomorrow, you know, and I've had a couple of near-death experiences, so I'm very familiar how death can. I'm just
Change
fortunate, you know, that I was spared. Very, you know, that'd be another topic. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
I just say, you know, I have escaped death through the Lord's blessing to be allowed to be here today.
Yes.
So I know I can do no more than what I can do today, and tomorrow will have its own problems. As some writer wrote that. And will have his own problems that I'd have to deal with. So I rejoice today. I rejoice tomorrow. I rejoice the next day, and so forth. If I had enough money, I'd buy a horn a horn to blow every day. But I don't know. I got to break the bank to do that. But anyway, but yeah, that's Jay's personal view or take on. It's more exciting than any other day for me. You know, I don't want to say put so much energy on one day to God and praising and thanking Him, and can't do the same measurement the rest of the days.
Right, rest of the days. That's true.
You know, and it's, you know, that's a kind of a lesson with relationships. If we deal with relationships, you know, watch it. How you treat somebody, you treat them just to get them with a whole lot of effort and a whole lot of flourishing and all that. Then when you get them, you done backed off. And you can't keep the same. You know what they say? If you start out that way,
that's how you got to.
You better keep it. You better. It's best to keep it that way. So you know. So if your praise and if your worship, if your adornment of somebody, even God, is not at that level, that you don't see it being kept, that you might want to give it on that certain day the same level that you give it the rest of the year, or 365 days.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. All right. So folk, all right.
Yeah.
Contest is now over.
All right. I appreciate the call.